Today on the Dude Absolutely podcast, the Capitol pulses with maggots, yeasty boys, dysfunctional members of society, Alex reads a goddamn book, and surprisingly, we have thoughts about Star Wars. Enjoy the show.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, absolutely.
That ramp up, you're just not ready for it.
And strike and strike and strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done.
Mega. Trump 2020. Trump 2020. This song fucking rips.
Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now.
Who's the guy walking in the background?
It looks like an intern.
Yeah.
I think he's part of the production.
Oh, he's actually there? Oh, that's funny. I thought they had green screened
Dude, the
him in.
woos in the background are so fucking perfect.
You know how hard it is to line up the
I can't imagine doing that.
editing all the video with it?
right.
So fucking hard.
That was Trump's spiritual advisor.
Really?
That lady.
Oh, I thought Kenneth Copeland was.
No.
It's his wife, though, right? I thought it was.
What the fuck,
Oh, that was so good. Hey, guys.
Reunited and it feels so good. Are those new shoes?
No, dude, they're my boots.
I like those boots.
Thank you. I got them. Can I tell you when I got them?
I like your sweater too.
Thanks, man. Fucking A. I like your dress. That's all you wanted me to say. That's why you were complimenting me.
Nah,
because you're
I
a
was-
selfish prick. Hey, guess when I got these?
When's that?
No, guess.
Guess when you got them?
Yeah, just take it. Like, it doesn't need to be like a year, but like maybe number of years ago.
The first time your dad said he loved you.
Don't be. And I want you to really guess.
Fuck. All right. When do I actually think you got those?
Yeah. Like how long ago?
I would say you were 20 years old.
These are 10 years old.
So I was
So-
close.
Sort of close, yeah. Yeah, I got these when I was in high school. Aren't they in great condition?
Yeah. Well,
and I wear them all the time.
they're like a baseball glove for your feet.
Oh my God, yes. That's exactly what they're like.
Yeah.
It's like shoes or something. How the hell is everyone?
What if the baseball glove was invented before shoes?
People just walked around like it was like flippers.
And they were like, what if we had this?
But we made it in the shape of our foot.
How would you catch a ball with your foot?
Guys sitting at first base, like full splits, but like one leg up. Oh man, that guy who made that hilarious video of like the totally weird movements, like 3D model. Yeah, he could make a video of a guy doing the splits and catching a ball with his foot.
He absolutely could.
That
Or
would be
she.
funny. Yeah, whoever it is.
No,
But-
they died.
Oh no, did they?
No, I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah. Start off the year right with a dark joke from Myra. So, we have a lot to talk about. It's been like almost a month.
Yeah.
Fucking get this pillow out of my butt. Oh, it's much better. I always use the pillow for like the first 5 minutes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this actually makes it worse.
And you always say, get it out of my butt.
Yeah.
Which is weird that it's always in your butt.
Yeah, well, because it slides down and it just becomes conjoined with this giant dumper I have.
How was your Christmas?
Dude, it was really good. It was like, aside from the fact that I had the Brovid, which sucks horn, by the way. I just want to be like totally upfront about this. It's legit. It fucked me up, and I'm like a healthy person that doesn't like. I hadn't been drinking for well over a month. I'd been I still have only drank once or twice since COVID. So I've drank like twice in the last 60 days, whatever. Which the only reason I bring that up is because it suppresses your immune system when you do that. I eat healthy. Like I mean, I take good care of myself, you know?
According to what propaganda do you eat healthy?
That's true. The old food pyramid.
You still got the old food
Yeah,
pyramid.
yeah. I'm like so much grains, but
Why is there still pizza on this pyramid?
yeah, they're like, this counts as grains and dairy and meat. Hell yeah.
Big Ninja Turtle got to him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, I take good care of myself. I had the most and I still have like residual back pain from it, but it was the most, and it was like in the most unfortunate spot on my back where it was like lower back, but like not pelvis. So it was like the lumbar discs, you know, were in so much pain. Like I was walking around like I was geriatric. I had like pain in my shoulders to the point that like I couldn't lay down because it hurt too bad to lay down. I had a fever over 101, but never higher than 102, but over 101 for 5 days.
Oh my God.
I sweat through, like I wore a robe and like a long sleeve and a sweatshirt and sweats with shorts underneath. And I would lay down on the couch. I know. And I would lay down on the couch with a blanket because I'd be shivering.
Oh.
And I would fall asleep and I'd wake up and I'd fully had sweat through everything. And I'd go check my temperature and I'd be down to like, 99, 100, something like that. And then I'd be up for like 25 minutes. My fever would be back up to like 101.5, 102, something like that. It was horrible. And then that's all without mentioning the like respiratory symptoms that you get from it. So like I had, shortness of breath for sure, bunch of coughing, drainage like you would not believe, like just these hawking these absolute like slugs of loogies. Like they were thick and like viscous, and it was super. You know what I mean? Like it's like when you hawk a loogie.
Good use of viscous.
Literally, like it had like structure to it, like the mucus did. It was fucking weird. You'd spit and then you'd spit it, and it would just be like, it was like spitting out a slug.
It sounds like when I had mono.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. Is like the amount of mucus
Like it was
and
so
drainage
bad
and shit.
that like I would generate this mucus, but then I also had such a sore throat that I didn't want to like swallow it.
Right.
So I had a cup.
Yeah, and you would just spit.
It was like a high school kid cutting weight for the next match.
So I had that, and then I lost sense of taste and smell, and that has to
be so weird.
It was depressing.
Yeah.
Because you still have your sense of touch. So like you still get the mouthfeel from the food you're eating.
Yeah.
But you can't taste it or smell it. So like I ate Caitlin makes these cheesy chicken sandwiches, which she just does like pulled chicken and a bunch of cheese and like cream of chicken soup. And it gets like this, it's like, I don't know how to, it's like sloppy Joe consistency, but it's cheesy chicken. It's fucking fantastic. They're like my favorite. Actually, we were on the phone on the video when I was eating some at one point.
Oh yeah.
They're my favorite food, but it like depressed me so much because I was eating them and I could like feel that I was eating them, but I couldn't taste them at all. Couldn't smell them. And, the only thing that I could taste, and it wasn't really a taste, this is where you realize like some of your mouth senses are more sensations than they are like actual tastes, like based on your taste buds.
Interesting.
Spiciness, dude.
Yeah.
So you would have no flavor. And then I put a bunch of fucking hot sauce on this stuff to see if it could clear up my sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
And no flavor of the hot sauce, just the fucking burn was there. So
weird.
It was so uncomfortable.
That's wild.
It was horrible. Dude, it was not a sweet week and a half-ish. Not sweet.
Wow.
I don't recommend it to anyone.
Yar.
Except
Kim
Mitch
got
McConnell.
the vaccine.
Yeah, because she's a
Part one.
healthcare worker.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what'd you say?
Vaccine part 1.
Part 1. Yes, you are correct.
I've heard the sequel can kind of fuck you up.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Although
Um,
I've heard that it's like the younger you are, the more it fucks you up. So like people who are like 19 that get it just get floored, and then people who are like in their 60s and 70s don't really notice a difference. So, and it's because your immune system reacts so strongly to it. That's what it is. You're building the antibodies. So your body's like, holy fucking giant disease in my body. Let me get rid of this bitch. And so that's where you're building up the T cell immunity. So like for people who are older that don't have great immune systems,
Is that
it
how
doesn't
this
really
one
affect
works,
them.
though?
Yeah.
The
'Cause it's
mRNA one?
Yeah. That's the like, or why it's fucking people up so much, because it's like so radical, like what they have to put in you, because it's not the same as
No, it's not the same.
no, it's like active virus as opposed to like dead.
I thought it was something that it was like a shell, and there's like protects against protein spikes. I don't know.
If only we had a health professional who could come and explain this shit.
She's in the middle of watching something. She looks comfortable.
Do you mean the chair assembler? She's kind of basic.
Am I Danzig? Because Mama!
I haven't heard anyone getting super messed up from it.
I've heard that the younger you are, the more.
Well, and they're only like Pfizer, it's 16 plus.
Oh, and I've
then
heard it's only the Moderna one.
Moderna's 18 plus.
Yeah, like that. The young people getting the Moderna one are getting messed
So,
up by it.
like they're getting sick because you're supposed to develop an immune response. So like getting a headache,
Right, and because their immune systems are so much more active because they're younger, so they're getting more exposed to germs and whatnot on a daily. But they have stronger immune systems, so their immune systems are reacting more strongly. Whereas like an old person who eats bananas and coconut balls all day, like doesn't get the. That was the most mom thing I've ever seen.
no, oh that.
That whole thing. You started opening the sucker so long ago, and just mom brain took over while you were actually talking about other things. So you're just unwrapping the sucker, and then you just like handed it off to child.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
No, I only got my arm was only sore after it. I didn't have anything else.
I've heard it's the second shot that does
that people
it.
are making get
Yeah, because like your immune system doesn't really kick in until the second one is what I've heard.
Well, and I'm a part of this Facebook group, and a couple of the nurses are like
Where the real news happens.
they're in the U of M's like a study for it, and so they're getting their antibodies tested after so many days after it, and after the first vaccine, one of the people in it actually had an antibodies already after the first injection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I'm also interested to see like what the curve looks like for young people like Caitlin and myself who got it, and like how much longer our immunity lasts than older people.
They're thinking 90 days is what they're telling people.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's an average that they're just telling people it's 90 days, or if like
I think they're going based off of fiance rules.
yeah. Because when the sex cuts off.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No, 90-day fiance.
Oh.
It's a television program.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about like when you're no longer a fiance and the sex cuts
Hey,
off.
thanks for putting the chair together.
Oh.
You know what's more interesting is we could have just done this like mRNA thing whenever. We just had to be like, let's do it.
You mean with the-
Because right. I get what you're saying.
Because this is a thing that they've been like, hey, we can probably do this thing.
Well,
Just
it's already existed, and then all these people. So it's so
no one put through money at it.
right. It's so perfectly.
Which, thank you, Dolly Parton.
Obviously.
I fucking love Dolly Parton.
I was
That's what
listening to
that's what-
Jolene like on repeat in
That's
the
what.
shower.
So Caitlin's favorite person, I think, maybe on Earth, other than her grandfather, is it goes like her grandpa, Dolly Parton, me. So if we get a girl dog, we're naming it Dolly, which is such a great name for a girl dog.
Wouldn't she be getting a llama?
Yeah.
I fucking hope so. We just I get the joke. I should have laughed at that. That was funny. A Dalai Lama, I got you.
It's your joke.
I know. But
It's been that long.
it was
Yeah,
so
I know.
the vaccine was so perfectly like timed with all the craziness that's going on in the world that like There was no way that 50% of the country wasn't going to be like, this is manufactured to put chips in our bodies so that they can track us and use us as currency to sell to the Chinese. You know what I mean? Like it was like, of course this is what's happening.
I was so ready to say my thing immediately after you were done, but your thing had so much power to sell us as currency to the Chinese.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great,
Thanks, man.
to say the least.
Frickin'
That's
A.
very funny.
So, can we talk about what happened today, please?
Fuck yeah,
and then we
dude.
can talk about some fun stuff.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about fun stuff
I
after
do want
that?
to talk about fun stuff.
Because they stormed the gates today. For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
And
Dude,
why do you think they did that?
it could be because their deal leader, the Messiah, told them to.
Oh, that's
I'm not actually
right.
sure, but I think that's why.
Almost like he pointed.
Like, hey, we're going to go over there. And then everyone was like, cool, 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 cool.
He was basically Will Ferrell in Old School.
Yeah, 100%. We're going streaking. That's exactly what it was. And so the thing that really gets me about all this, and this is more like high level as opposed to like granular, all the actual things that happened today, is like the vindication that all these people seem to feel for like having been able to do this. Like, it's one thing to be like, I want to make my voice heard, you know? And it's a completely different thing to be like, I'm not going to let anyone's voices be heard.
How ironic is it that all of these Blue Lives Matter people
We're punching cops.
were punching police and saying "fuck you" to the police?
Right.
The very same ones that they were making fun of all of
Right.
us and like saying that we deserve to be shot,
Dude,
for even questioning the police.
Dude, it was so it was
unfucking real.
There were so many little clips that will over the next few days will become more and more, because it was such an insane. Just the idea of what happened today. We're talking about the fact that people stormed the Capitol building and broke in, but like all the fact that like some of the stuff that happened, it was some of the things that were recorded, I should say, like have limited exposure given the fact that it was such a big deal. So like over the next couple of days, people are going to start seeing some of these. But there was this officer that was in the Capitol, and he was literally like being chased up the stairs of the Capitol building, and like turning around and being like, "You guys have to stop!" And he's like by himself because he's guarding he's a lone guy guarding little area, and there's like 20 fucking tiki torch assholes walking up the stairs behind him and like yelling, jeering, and like saying some really distasteful things, and like saying like, "This is our country now," and you're like, I don't know. I think you're probably going to press, man.
Yeah.
I hope they send them all. Send them all to press.
They have photos of all their faces.
Yeah, because they broke into the Capitol.
Yeah, not the state capitol.
Right.
The Capitol.
Although they did the state capital too.
Yeah.
Of Gonzales.
Well, as soon as people started hearing about the fact that it was happening at the U.S. Capitol, Oregon, it was getting flooded with so much fucking information that it just started happening all over the country.
Dude, it was just insane. And all this happened on like the third state of the electoral like verification. So there's still 47 states to go. It's like, I mean,
MSNBC had a black correspondent speak on, why do you think there weren't so many cops there? And he, like, as professionally as possible, was like, it seems a little strange that for the Black Lives Matter movement,
right,
they assumed very violent people.
Right.
But
And-
the commissioner seemed to think that these were not going to be violent people.
Right. And
it really makes you think.
And before anything really even started happening, they preemptively called in the National Guard for the protests of literally the killing of a U.S. citizen. And then because, their Lord and Savior Donald Trump was like, they stole that about the election, 4 blocks from the Capitol building, knowing full well that this hundreds of thousands of people are definitely going to go over there and cause some problems, when they requested, after everything went down, that they bring in the National Guard to keep things calm, the Justice Department was like, I don't know if we need them. what are we doing?
Yeah. But
It's
it was just
insane.
funny that they had this guy. It was like his tone was almost like, y'all are fucking racist.
It's just
I don't know how much more clear I could be about that.
I was telling Mara about this, but like on C-SPAN, the people that call in, like there's like the batshit crazy people that are like, there's not really just one person you can blame here, but I want to say like, the people who are really at fault are the media because they're the ones stirring everyone up and they're lying about the fact that this election was stolen. It's just like they go full blown and you're like, okay. And then at one point, this lady called in. She was like a very, and I'm not saying this with malice, the most perfectly stereotypical Southern black woman called in. And she was just throwing so much shame on these dirty whites. And it was so beautiful. It was so funny. Like it was so refreshing too, because it was like 3 or 4 callers in a row were just like, this is all about a stolen election. Like I didn't see any unnecessary actions today. Like all this needed to happen. Like just complete batshit stuff. And then this lady calls in and is like, this is a national disgrace. Like these people are gross and dirty. And it was so fucking awesome. It was just, the timing was excellent.
Yeah. It's funny how these people keep becoming more and more hypocritical.
Oh yeah. With every day. Every action they take.
They made fun of us for for people not accepting Donald as their president.
Right.
They are literally now, they've become the thing that they hate.
They've doubled it down so aggressively. Like people protested on Trump's inauguration, like, and they have now stormed the Capitol and broken into the Capitol building prior to Biden's. Yeah. Like what's going to happen on Inauguration Day?
Yeah.
Like all those people in Texas that like bought those tanks 15 years ago, they were like,
oh my God.
When Cash for Clunkers happened and they got to sell off their old Ford F-100s from the 1970s that were just rotting in their yard, and they had all this leftover cash and they were like, we should buy a tank. And then they did. How many of those people are going to show up with tanks?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to happen. I fucking hope. But
yeah.
I don't know. And what are they going to shoot out of them? Like potatoes?
Speaking of potatoes, well, I guess not really potatoes, but Scotland they told Trump he can't fucking come over there.
Right.
They're like, no, dude.
And he's got a lot of money over there.
You stay the fuck over there.
He's got a lot of money over there.
He does.
Because he's got some properties over there.
Yeah, he likes golf.
Yeah. Which actually, I got to tell you, like, in spite of the fact that he's an absolute ass, like one of the biggest assholes on the face of the girth, that man has some really nice golf courses. Dude, like really nice. Like Trump Doral in Florida, or Doral or whatever the fuck it's called, is an absolute gem.
What's the old saying? Some of the worst people have the finest linen, I think or I forget how it goes, but it's basically speaking to some of like the most like heinous people to have existed.
Well, I thought it was. There's also the phrase that the most beautiful people do the ugliest things.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Which is Kanye West. Rumble thumps.
Yeah, I was just looking up Scottish potato recipes.
Oh.
May we eat those? Dude, those look so
Rumbled
good.
thumps.
And they had really cool names.
Rumble thumps.
Mints and tatties.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm trying to see some tatties, dude. Are those
clap shot?
Oh, do you have a clap shot, laddie?
How about neeps and tatties?
Oh, dude. Honestly, I'm trying to see some tatties.
Love it.
Stovies. I love it, dude. That's got like shepherd's pie written all over it. Okay, sorry, that was really aggressive, Ron. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have gotten in what you wanted to say about what happened today, but I do have some really fun things that I want to talk about.
I think people, I say it all the time, that phrase, stupid people lack the capacity to recognize that they're stupid. Right now, a very dumb person has tricked otherwise intelligent people into believing very stupid
See,
things.
and that's where I disagree with you. I don't think he's dumb. I think a very intelligent person.
You think Trump is intelligent?
Yes. And here's why. I think it takes an extremely intelligent person to be able to orchestrate the complete shift of, like, very intelligent is a stretch.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I do think he's smart, though, in certain ways. Like, he's not a good speaker. He's not very well versed in politics, but, like, there's a reason all of these people fell in behind him. And it's because he's such a good marketer of his brand.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it takes... I mean, he created a political revolution that the world will never be the same afterwards. He did it. It wasn't...
Like, he didn't do it by himself.
Yeah, but like he did it in spite of like all the odds. Like, he found a way to make everyone hating him. He found a way to make that fuel to like him more for certain, which is like baffling.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he is the Ric Flair of politics. But like, Ric Flair was even more likable than this guy.
Yeah.
It's just mind-blowing. And the fact that he somehow found a way to keep the people who are the in spite of voters around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't get a small amount of votes in this election. People did not vote. People who would have otherwise voted for decency voted for him in spite of his indecent actions, because he found a way to make them to fearmonger so much about what would have happened if they voted for anyone else. Like, that takes skills.
See, and I think it's like he took advantage of
Weak-minded people.
Right.
And to an extent, he absolutely did.
Because when somebody says you're an idiot for months on end for even thinking of voting for somebody like this, it's inevitable that you're going to push some people to go, look, I know I'm not stupid. Fuck you for even thinking that I'm stupid. I can vote for whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that going on. But in that, once all, the things happened, I think I've said it before too, is that people feel like they have to justify why they did. So you have to double down.
Yeah.
And so you have to try and make it like people are grasping at straws just as much as he is, because their morality is on the line.
And it's sad that that's the case. I think in any climate anywhere where you have to, when morality wouldn't otherwise be on the line and it's now being put on the line for justifiable but also some unjustifiable reasons, I think. Like, there are people who are genuinely threatened by the office of the president in its current state. There are. Like, whether it's their livelihood or it's their identity or whatever. Like, I get that. But, like, some people are not morally confused as an everyday individual. Right. They're just driven by different motives, and some of those motives are not immoral. They're just not the same motives that other people have. And then to have that shame moment where you're like, fuck, am I a bad person for like, it's like, no, you're not. Not all of you who voted for this man are a bad person. I'm going to say that outright. Like, I know that that's the truth. There are some really good-hearted, kind, helpful individuals that voted for him. But in mass, the fact that like this man has been given a platform and is now like being given the time of day, given his like totally erroneous claims, is just it's time for this to be done. Like, we legit need to heal, which is such a fucked up thing to even have to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're in...
Sorry, I've talked so much.
Still needs to be impeached.
Yeah.
Right.
I missed you guys.
I mean, I'm convinced that he's going to leave the country immediately.
Oh, yeah.
As quickly as possible.
He ain't going to that inauguration.
No.
As soon as January 20th hits, he's going to call in his own helicopter. He's not even going to take, Marine one.
Yeah.
And he's going to...
There are so many lawsuits. Like, that dude, if he sticks around...
If he steps foot back in New York, like, he's getting
you think so?
put in jail. I think so, unless he pardons himself.
I think in like 2-3 years he's gonna.
But even if he pardons himself, that's really only a suggestion.
Well, and you can't. Well, no, a pardon works at the federal level.
Yeah.
At the state level, it doesn't. So, like, he could pardon himself and just never go back to New York. But he's got some serious tax fraud issues in New York right now. I think they would indict him almost instantly if he started stirring the pot over there.
Before
they have the grounds to do it. Like,
I just don't think they will.
Yeah, I agree with you to the extent that, like, what's it worth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that, like, for the purpose of, like, keeping order and, like, law in place, like, you have to naturally be like, all right, if we're going to let all this slide, like, it's one thing to be like, he was a dick, or like in Bush's case, like, he's a total airhead.
Yeah.
He was convinced by a warmongering cabinet to start a war in 2 countries that we didn't need to start a war in. You know, like, Iraq did not need to be invaded.
Yeah.
Like, blah, 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 blah. I love that.
That's going to be Trump in 3 years. Getting a little hug.
From who?
What's her name? Jill
Biden?
Yeah.
God, I hope not.
Well, I hope this wouldn't happen, but this happened.
I do think
that's a good point.
And,
See,
and
this is
Bush was worse.
than Trump. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, I think the things that his administration did were worse. I don't know if Bush is worse. I think Cheney is worse, and I think Cheney ran the fucking country.
Yeah, he did do a bunch of cocaine while he was in office, which...
Bush did cocaine in office?
Yeah.
I thought he just did coke at Harvard.
No. You didn't hear about that?
He did pretzels in the White House.
Because I know, like, Trump has been doing amphetamines for like 4 years.
Because
his nasal passages.
Diet pills.
Cheney in God, what was that?
In Vice?
There was I forget if it was a radio interview, but there's for sure audio of somebody talking to him and going, there's allegations that you allowed him to do cocaine while in office? And he's like, well, sometimes you just got to let him let loose.
Except it would be more like this. Sometimes you just got to let him.
Yeah, I
See,
can't remember
I
what he sounds
think
like even.
Cheney and like fucking Rumsfeld and all those guys were just like such monsters.
Yeah.
You know, like Bush, I really do feel like was naive enough, like that he could ride his father's coattails into the office. Whereas like Trump, like, I don't know. I
get what
he's
you're
one of the
saying.
guys. He's one of the guys that I feel like, yeah, he did a lot of bad shit. He did. He inarguably did a lot of bad shit.
Yeah.
And then he was able to do this,
Right. And then, but
which
like,
that's bad.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
weird to think.
They just kind of like blend right back in.
yeah, I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen with the Donald. But I also, you know what I do hope though, is that as a country, we can find a way to heal.
That's
I really think that Biden intends on finding a way to do that.
Yeah.
He'll forget about it.
Good joke. Well done. That made me giggle.
Here's the thing. I have to set expectations so incredibly low.
Yeah.
I just have to.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have to shit all over this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I've been shitting on Georgia, the runoffs. I'm like, nah, they can't win. They won.
Yeah.
They barely won. They won.
But they did win.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got to be like, oh,
Mitch,
cool.
Mitch is not the...
He's now the Senate minority leader.
Right.
Yeah, which Kim shared.
Which, how ironic that the guy who hates minorities is now the minority leader.
I love that was so clear.
The problem
to
is
everyone.
Chuck Schumer's a fucking idiot.
Now,
So
Joe Manchin's going to be the new guy.
is he?
No, he's going to be the new guy that's in the way of something good.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Yeah.
I was saying that to Kim last night because she said she was breaking the news to me, or was it? That wasn't last night. When did that happen?
The election was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, so last night Kim is like, Mitch is no longer the guy, and I was like, who is it? Chuck now? Almost to be like, I mean, he's fine stepping in every now and then, but
When they like said the Lord's Prayer or whatever the fuck they did. They said like something.
Well, when
and
he
then they
tried to
finished
go
with
full Wakanda
well,
with
yeah,
fucking
dude, fuck
kente
off with the
cloths.
kente, dude. Kente cloths, like kill yourself, Chuck. But when
It took so long for my eyes to come back from inside of my
rolling
head.
back, yeah. When he you had to like magic 8-ball yourself for a while.
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't sure which direction
Nope,
I needed
still
to
not
go
going.
to get him
yeah.
unraveled.
When they like this is another thing. Like again, you guys know I shit on both sides pretty hard.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
So the there's like this progressive-y thing where they were like, instead of saying amen, they said amen and women.
No way.
Yeah, they did. This happened like 2 days ago. And the funny thing about that is like amen is like a Hebrew word. So that means like it is what it is, I guess. Or
I was gonna say, does amen even mean
it's
men?
a Hebrew word, and so that's why it's used like in prayer.
This is my premise.
Is it really? Am I about to?
No, I already did this premise.
Oh.
Where I was like, but what I did was,
the misgender thing.
yeah, like in my head, I've
Yeah.
like programmed so hard the other way that
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
hear
yeah,
a word
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
not gendered, but then gender it.
Right. So like amen
Special
and a
women.
woman.
That's
Could
what it
you look up what amen means?
Well, I mean, amen it's a Hebrew word for like it is what it is, and then a woman means I'm an idiot in Hebrew. So literally, it translates to I am an idiot. It is what it is what they all said in Congress.
That's
Oh,
a little
so-
sexist then.
Well, it's
So-
not. It's not meant to be. It's like the old Hebrew term. Like
Yeah, well, so it
woman
worked
doesn't
out.
mean.
Like, what's wrong with this?
No, what I'm saying is meaning.
Okay.
Oh, so be it. That's what it means. So like, and then look up a woman, Hebrew or something. No, you fucking asshole. Oh, so funny.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
But I mean,
it's not a gender thing. That's where you're getting it confused. You're taking Latin and applying it to Hebrew. They're different languages.
okay.
Amen has nothing to do with gender. It's not a gendered word.
I know it's just weird that amen means so be it, and a woman means
This is so goddamn tight. Like, this is so funny. Like,
What-
I'm
what?
actually broken.
What?
What does it
Because it's
say?
what you said. It's what you said,
Yeah.
and then they all said it. And
Yeah.
that's fucking awesome.
Like, yeah. So like everyone in Congress said,
I'm an
I am an
idiot.
idiot. So be it.
that's hilarious.
It's so
Yeah.
goddamn
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. When I read that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, you just like, that's okay.
Like, yeah. You tried to make like a political progressive statement, and you said exactly what we all think you are. Good job.
And in that moment, doing it's perfect.
It's this like I'm patting myself on the back,
yes,
but you're not. We're patting you on the top of the head because you're an idiot. So be it.
well,
there's-
well
there's-
done, universe.
they
Yeah.
have a team of young people who can figure this shit out for them. But people like Schumer and Pelosi do this constantly. We're doing this.
Dude, yeah.
They
Yeah.
throw out an idea.
100%,
and
that's
then
what they do.
We're doing this.
and then everyone's like, what? And they're like, no, I don't have time. I have to go get my lentil soup.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
and
God.
fucking
They're a bunch of
Diarrhea
fucking
tea.
Michael Scotts, basically.
yes. Yes. But like less good natured.
Right.
They're like crabby Michael Scotts.
They're like the Michael Scott, but from the British version of
Yeah,
the
they're
Office.
like the Robert Californias, basically. Because like Robert California is equally idiotic. You know who Robert He's like the guy who comes in. It's played by fucking
We
James Spader.
Oh shit, we actually
It's the
got his
guy
name
from
this
the
time.
Black Book,
Yeah,
What?
right?
yeah, that sounds right.
I've never seen the Black Book.
Blacklist.
Blacklist. sorry.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that.
You know, like the Black Book.
No, I just don't know if it's a.
The Black Book of Communism is what you were thinking of.
Yes, the
Which
red
is-
the scarlet letter in the red book, black book. Shit, fuck.
It's a bad book.
Anyway, so can we? You guys want to talk about fun stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You want to hear about my doctor's visit?
Yeah.
So
Did they sigh at your weight again?
I was low on my pills,
On your happy juice?
and so you know how I've been asking if you want to see my balls for like 3 months.
yeah.
I finally was like, you know, if anybody wants to see my balls, it's my doctor. So we're doing this.
So you brought you just
So
walked in, bag
they
out.
normally say like, so is there anything that you want to, anything else that you want to bring up today in your visit? And I was like, I guess I have these scars on like my groin area. And they were like, okay, you want to talk about that? I was like, I don't know. I guess it's a little embarrassing. And the nurse goes, I'm writing it down. After I'm like, I don't know, it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
Talking about that. And so we go through all my meds and figure shit out. And we've also found out that Remeron is used in nursing homes to help elderly people gain weight. So the sleeping pills that I've been taking,
Are
the
making
reason
you
why
fatter.
I get these fucking food cravings, that's exactly what they're made to do.
Wow.
So it's like, son
It's
of a
exciting.
bitch. So we're
That's why you're thick.
we're weaning off of that shit
Okay.
because your boy hit 188.
So you got stretch marks on your groin.
I got. That's funny.
That's I have them. I don't. I mean, like I thought that's what the scars
Oh
were.
no.
on your-
No. These are much different.
Okay.
So I am like, yeah, I just there's these weird
The
things.
calluses from
And she's
you.
like, all right, we'll take a look. And she has me stand up on the thing because I'm short. And she looks, and it was like she was looking through a closet, and like
was like looking for
the way
something?
that somebody goes through their parents' closet and is like, why do you have all this stuff? Like, that's the face that she was making.
You were watching them do that?
I was watching her look at my balls, and because she pushes a testy aside and goes, are they always like this? I was like, yeah, always and forever.
Well, how would you know? You don't see them all the time.
Well, I remember when it started to change, because I've been living with this thing,
Since
this
puberty.
problem for a long time.
You just check in on them.
And she was like-
So are you telling us right now that you have more hideous than usual balls? Do you just stand spread eagle on the bed and let Kim lay under you and just let her speed bag your nutsack?
Here's
or-
how weird. Okay, so what this doctor told me is that I've basically been living with a yeast infection for like 20 years.
So you have really stinky balls.
Really small.
Oh my God, Chris.
You've mentioned that on the show before too.
I have. I've
So-
said how I have smelly balls.
Yeah.
And normally guys were like, yeah, smelly balls.
Yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, smelly balls.
But mine,
You have like toxically smelly balls.
toxically smelly balls. That
Elmer's
computer
glue.
chair that Landon's
So you
getting,
gotta-
he's going to be like, why does it smell like filet of fish?
So you gotta, or did they give you special soap?
Yeah. She gave me this.
Is it
This
working?
cream. It is working. Guys, I've been living with
We just thought you were just cracking jokes, you know.
Yeah.
awful balls for my entire
Is this why you're
adult
afraid to
life.
have sex with your wife?
Oh no, because I usually clean my balls before we do.
Does
the thing.
Remeron make the old people not want to fuck anymore?
Or does it make them really want to fuck?
It's
Because that'd
the
be
other.
hilarious.
It's the other medications that make me not want. So, because I had asked, I was like, okay, before I go into the other funny aspects of this, so she said, I'm going to give you this cream, and that should help clear things up. But for the next few days, wear like loose fitting clothing, boxers instead of boxer briefs, or no boxers at all. And she goes, after you get out of the shower, just lay on the bed for like a half an hour. Naked.
yeah, just air dry, just Ben Franklin style.
But like, who has the time to just as a naked person, just lay on their bed with their legs spread open?
I would love that time.
I've actually been prescribed that.
Oh, okay. But really?
Yours was it for healing purposes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is for getting the labia to set in
Yeah,
place.
exactly.
Because if you scrub too hard in the shower, you One of them just looks like a Jack Black eyebrow. It's just constantly in. The other one's like,
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I wonder if she went home and she was like, you know how I tell young women to heal after a yeast infection? I had to tell that to an old man today.
I had to tell it to a guy today who if he accidentally dunked his balls in flour, could have made a really nice sourdough. He had so much yeast down there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry to hear that. But
Isn't
also,
that
I'm really
wild?
happy that your balls are getting clean.
Yeah, my balls. Well, the scars are for life, obviously.
Well, yeah, but your sack is no longer eating itself.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
Your sack, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big sack.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned because of my boner problems, I was like, I did some research and it sounds like I have like low testosterone levels. And I listed all of the things, and she was like, unfortunately, all of those things are because of the meds that you're on, which mimic low testosterone levels.
Yeah.
But you don't actually have low testosterone levels. We're just fucking up your body by trying to fix your body.
Should have got you some Blue Chew.
I know.
You still can.
Which, if they don't taste like blueberry,
What are we doing?
what are we doing?
Yeah. You know what they should taste like, though? Baja Blast.
Oh,
That would really send your rod into
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So I started a new book series for Christmas.
again?
Yeah. So I like started that series with my mom, and I read 230 pages the other night just to like finish it because I was like, all right, I just want to keep reading my other book. This new book that I got is called The Stormlight Archives.
Dude.
It is J.R.R. Tolkien level making shit up
Oh, okay.
to the nth power.
That's the guy that did.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
So like Lord of the Rings, he created.
Who's the
this
guy that did the fucking Game of Thrones?
That's
George
R.R. Martin.
What's with all the R's?
I don't know. Everyone's like middle name
What
is
R
Railroad.
are we doing?
Everyone's middle name is a Railroad or something.
He just wants to be Gur Martin.
Gur Martin.
Gar Martin. But so this book series is I kind of want to just tell you all about it because it's so fucking trippy and cool and like also at the same time like really like it's
What's it called again?
the Stormlight Archives. It's so deep, like I've
Is it Mars Vagina Deep?
deeper.
That's shallow.
Shit. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, correct.
We can just do like a Schrodinger's vagina. It's whatever we need it to be. Is anyone going to ask for proof?
So the crazy thing about it is like each book is like 1,300 pages.
So I'm
right?
pulling
they're
this up.
huge.
I can already
books.
see that.
But they're these like little itty bitty paperbacks.
Oh,
so like
Did I buy that piano stand or is it in my cart still?
Subtotal. It's in your cart.
You want to buy it for me?
that's so funny. So like the book itself, like the spine of the book, like can't handle how thick the book is, which is like a great metaphor for like
That's a metaphor for Mars
like
Vagina.
for like us, because our spines can't handle how thick we're getting.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like that's why we have so much back pain because
That's so
we're
funny.
thick.
That is a side effect of thickness.
Yeah. So, like first page.
Thanks, Mara.
I
Hey, by the way, people, go to fucking Teespring, buy a Thanks Mara shirt. God
Yeah,
damn it.
seriously, what are we doing here, folks? So first page, I open it up. The spine is so thick, and the fact that they have to glue and staple this whole fucking giant thing together, I literally couldn't open it to read all the words on the first page. So I had to like fucking pry that bitch open. So now there's all these like broken marks on the spine because anyway. So the story itself it's kind of like Game of Thrones in that it follows like multiple characters on their journey to like ascend to whatever their aspirations are.
Mm-hmm.
But this character that it follows like throughout a lot of it, like when he was a kid, he was like going to be a surgeon. Are there 4 books in the Stormlight Archives?
Is that last book inspired by Jamaican bobsled team?
Yeah. So, anywho, you lost your bead sack.
I don't want to talk
right?
about it. It's like the third time.
Isn't
I've
that what
knocked
they
this
say?
shit off.
Feel the rhythm.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get
So-
on up.
So,
It's bobsledding time.
so this character, I just
Are we going to talk about
what?
Oh, your hair looks nice.
yeah,
What?
nothing. Your glasses. Sorry. Were we going to talk about your glasses? You got new glasses?
No.
Oh, okay.
You bastard.
See, I'm gonna cut this part out, but I'm doing everything. I'm mentioning as many items of clothing on you as possible.
Oh, yeah,
Except
yeah.
for
Right. I got you.
That's not getting cut out.
So this character is like he's like when he's a kid, he's like destined to be a surgeon. But like the hierarchy of humans in this world that they're in is based on your eye color. So like if you have dark eyes, you're like a lesser being. But if you have light colored eyes, and like people's eyes are all trippy colors, I guess. If you have light eyes, like you're automatically like royalty or like destined to be like a higher caste citizen, right? And so he's a dark eyes.
I knew it.
So
Did you
he's
say dark
Yeah.
guys?
yeah. So
Basically,
he's,
yeah.
So he's black, right? And so he's a dark eyes and has he starts as like the highest rank you can be as a dark eyes because his father is a surgeon. So like it's like this weird thing where like farmers are way below, but like they're also regarded highly because of the whole like you grow food thing, whatever. I don't know. Farmers. So his dad's a surgeon, wants him to be a surgeon, but he wants to be a soldier. So like he runs away as a kid to be a soldier, and then he becomes a soldier, and he becomes like the best soldier, and then he gets betrayed by his own army because he's a dark eyes and not a light eyes, and he kills a light eyes on the other, like he kills the light eyes, and then they like whatever. So they sell him into slavery, and then he becomes a slave, and that, like now he's like trying to work his way up from now the very bottom of the system because he's a slave, and is like in the same army that he was in before, but now he's a slave in the army as
How
opposed
was
to
he-
being like a leader in the army.
How did they not know he had dark eyes?
Well,
Why are you always wearing those Ray-Bans? Reasons.
that'd be so funny. But yeah, so like, so I don't know. It's really it's a fucking insane book. I'm like,
Do they wear contacts to try and hide their eyes?
No, like he never had to hide his eyes. They just knew his seat on the caste system was high because his dad was a surgeon. It was like the city ruler guy was like loved his dad. So then he automatically was like, there's like rankings of humans, and he was like the highest rank you could be as a dark eye. So he got to be like a leader in the army and like have his own troops and all this stuff. And you can become a light eyes if you like it will literally change the color of your eyes if you like win this particular type of sword in battle. And there's like this whole thing. So his goal was to like win this type of sword and become a light eyes and then change his lineage forever.
So why did he kill the other light eye?
He fucking killed the light eyes guy to take his sword, and then they betrayed him. So like he won this guy's sword, and then he was betrayed by his people, and then sold into slavery, and then sold into slavery like 12 more times, and then he was sold to the army that literally that betrayed him before, like that got him into slavery in the first place. And now he's like, they call them bridge runners. They literally like to get over these like giant rifts in the ground because like there's all these plateaus and stuff where they're fighting the war. They like send men out as like the front of the battle to like carry bridges, and then they like set the bridges down and slide them over these gaps, and like all the dudes just get fucked up because they're bridge runners and they don't wear armor. So like he's running with a bunch of people and they're all like, yeah, so and then like just people all around him are just getting killed by arrows, and then he just happens to live through all of this. So like he has no friends because they all keep getting killed by arrows. And then he like takes himself to the honor chasm is what they call it, but it's like literally where he goes to like end his life. Like he's gonna hurl himself off this chasm, and then this like fairy shows up, and she's like, why are you going, what you doing? And he's like, I have nothing left to live for. And she's like, who says that? Like, you're being stupid. Come on, you can do this.
That's so funny.
Raise yourself up. And he's
I
like,
just imagine like him, he's like about to hurl himself, And then she's like,
Tinkerbell shows up
what are you doing here?
smoking.
And he's like, I was gonna hurl myself off this
What's your plan here, dude?
chasm. What are you doing
This
here?
is not chill.
And she like is like, oh, nothing. And then reaches back with her foot and then flushes a toilet.
Shitting.
This is where we shit.
So
There's no honor in throwing yourselves into fairy shit.
Can you
can
you opt out of the bridge squad? Or is that like a
No, he's like, so he would have otherwise been
because I want to be like the
he would have been like a chef, or like he would have been forced to like clean or like work.
Can I be like the slip and slide runner? That sounds way more fun.
Woo! All the soldiers come
the party,
sliding by. Have fun, guys. So the song "Celebrate" is playing. Celebrate. Okay. Anyway, so
Summertime by Will Smith.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
okay, so like I've been diving into music a shit ton.
Yeah.
So the only reason I'm throwing this out here is because I've been watching a ton of Output does these like highlights on producers and composers and stuff like that. But they highlighted this recording studio because they're like a premier vinyl recording studio. And they're showing all this cool shit, all this vintage stuff they have there, how they're, wasting a ton of oil by still making vinyl. But there's like in the background, you could see like a slide. And I was like, well, maybe that's like just an art piece. Like maybe it's not an actual slide. And then
Like a slide whistle?
And then this Seth Rogen-esque motherfucker, they're upstairs, and he goes, and to get back down to the lobby, see you guys later. A full-grown man, wanted a slide.
That's amazing.
Like a playground slide.
like
And
the show
he
Out of the
comes
Box.
out of it so not elegantly.
It's just disoriented as fuck.
Just a lot of... He
Like
gets
when,
up.
when a 2-year-old goes down a slide for the first time.
Except it's an adult. They're probably like hitting the side all weird because
Boom,
they're so heavy.
My first thought was, you fit in there? You wanted that.
That's amazing.
So he comes out of it and he's like, okay, see you guys later.
He just comes out looking like Tom Segura.
God.
Seriously,
Sorry.
though?
So that was the slide thing.
Well,
Made me think of that.
so yeah, I just his like little journey thing is, and you're only getting it like every third chapter. So you're like, you just want to fucking cruise through everything else because you just want to find out what's happening to Kaladin. And so he, so here's another super trippy thing. So they use gemstones as their currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the currency isn't the gem, it's the gem is inside this little like glass like kind of holder thing. It's like in a coin shape, but it's glass. And there's like these storms that notoriously, they're called high storms, and they like notoriously like ravage the fucking landscape.
Oh,
But
I thought it was because they get you fucking blast,
yeah, dude, everyone's just outside like, dude, this storm rules, dude. It's like a fucking fish concert out here, man. So they like, so the storms like charge the gemstones in the little circles, and then they emit light, and that's where all their light comes from, is from these gemstones. So like giant rubies give off more light than little diamonds, I guess. And so like
I thought that
he
was
gets-
so they could mega evolve their Pokemon.
yeah, 100%. That's what it is. So he gets paid like slave wages, which is like basically like pearl chips essentially that like glow or whatever. So he like blackmails he dark eyes his leader. I just wanted to.
He dark mails?
Yeah, he dark mails his.
That thought entered my head immediately. Then
Yeah.
you said it. I'm like, oh shit, I projected it.
So he like blackmails his like the guy that's been fucking him over since he like came to the war camp, and is like, I'm the leader now. It was like full blown Captain Phillips. He's like, I'm the captain now. And then again, dark eyes. And then he's like, I'll pay you one of these a day. And the guy's like, fuck, I'm not. And then he like beats the piss out of him. And he's like, okay, I'll say it again. I'll pay you one of these a day and I'm the captain now. And the guy's like, you're the captain now. And then, so now he's like, I don't know, dude. It's fucking trippy. I don't know why I wanted to tell you about that so bad, but it's such a good book.
You get excited about books.
I love books, man.
Yeah.
I love books and porn. Big titties and big books.
Big spines.
Nice. Should have said that. It could have gone full circle with the Dolly Parton references.
Little spine, big tits is what she is.
Oh, so the
It's brand new.
yeah.
You got a new book to get.
That's so exciting. Dude, it's so fucking good. The hilarious thing about these books though is again like he's just made all this shit up. So like instead of cows in this world, they have these like giant shelled like they're like crustaceans that act as cows.
God.
So like they're like these giant crabs that like eat grass and like do cow things, but they're crabs.
I bet I know where he got that idea from. Do you know where I'm going with this?
His pants.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Low
Those crustaceans that they drain their blood. Have you seen that?
Oh, whoa! That is not where I thought you were going. I thought you were gonna be like the coconut smasher ones,
No.
coconut hermits.
no
or
There is it's like a prehistoric fucking crustacean that they gank the blood from.
Like humans did, or
No, it's not
Holy
those.
frick.
Yeah, these are real.
Oh, the coconut smashers. Yeah. Can
That's awesome.
you imagine?
He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm a thief spider. Who's got coconuts? I'm gonna smash them.
I can't imagine because they look too much like bugs.
yeah.
It's such a weird concept.
Can you
too.
look up the blue? It's the
blue-footed booby?
no, it's not the blue-footed.
What is their? What do they do? They're vampires.
They take the blood from these sea creatures, and it's used in pharmaceutical stuff.
Do you know that the taste of like the artificial vanilla taste comes from
There we go.
Horseshoe crabs?
Yep.
The little flippy little tail.
Yeah,
thing.
these are like
Oh yeah.
some of the
This is
oldest
what,
creatures
This is
on
what
the fucking planet.
This is what Kabutops was designed after. The Pokemon Kabutops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's really interesting. So they use it for pharmaceuticals?
Yeah.
How trippy is that? That they're
Look how
like,
fucking wild that is. How
Oh,
terrifying.
I hate this. Yeah,
Right? Isn't
This
that
is-
horrifying?
this is so dystopian looking.
So this inspired
so they just breed them to suck their blood? That's so vampiric and sad.
I know. But
I don't like
when I
that
learned
at
about
all.
this, it gave me an idea for a book or a movie. But I imagine all my books is like a trailer, right? So you imagine
It's an efficient way of doing it.
this farmer taking his daughter and showing her kind of all these things that you do on the farm, and you know it's dark out, so you're assuming that they have to rise before the sun does, and they're doing all of these things, and then the sun comes up, and they have to put on these clothes to block out the sun rays, and what comes out when the sun comes out is humans. And humans are cattle, and these are vampires. But it's more farmer. It's not like your stereotypical like vicious like blood hungry.
No, they're
thing.
like farming humans.
yeah.
because that's
It's
how
like
they-
this is what we got to do. This
Right.
is, just how.
Oh, that's so dystopian. Jesus.
Mhm.
Did you guys know that artificial vanilla comes from these glands on the anus of a beaver?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
But to me, it sounded like the whole taurine thing.
Like that everyone thought it was like bull semen.
Yeah, when they
But-
thought it was like
but-
bull piss,
but
but it's
it
just
ain't.
it's just an amino acid.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm pretty confident it actually does come. Like I worked at a company
But how
that
do you-
sold artificial vanilla.
So they farm beaver butt.
I don't know if it's actually from their anus. I think it's a gland near their anus.
Okay.
Castoreum has natural flavoring, just in time for the holiday cookie season.
Beaver butts secrete a goo called castoreum, which the animals use to mark their territory. that the vanilla.
They own
flavor-
all of those cookies.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Dude, what a hilarious premise.
So like
Who found that out?
vanilla Oreos. When people were like, I like Oreos, but they better be white if I'm gonna eat them, and then the Oreo people were like, well, if you want it,
Dude.
we're gonna make them shit.
The idea of some guy fur
Cream
trapping,
of young beaver.
beaver excretes something and is like, what the? Huh.
Honey, come here, taste this.
And all of
What
the
is
ways that they tried to figure out how to get it to come out.
Yeah.
Well, how'd it come out the first time? I don't fucking know.
And then there was just some hippie.
Feed it Taco Bell.
There's some hippie that was just like, there's a bean and you just soak it in. They're like, shut the fuck up. We got these beaver. We're trying to figure shit out here.
You fucking weird hippie. Bring that beaver ass over here.
It says it's used.
They just have they just have one really strong oaf in the factory that just grabs the beavers and just like, oh, next.
What if
Next.
it's actually salad fingers? Some guy with creepy, super long fingers.
Mix the potato guy from a Scary Movie 2.
Because he
Strong hand.
Hiawatha.
Dude, that
When I
He's
saw
just
that there
being-
was a Hiawatha in Minnesota, I was like, no fucking way.
it's been around longer than the movie has.
But like, because he can get in there before the beaver even knows what's happening.
Yeah.
just being creepy the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dan,
we can turn the lights on.
It's used in the fragrance industry too.
A like sexy version of the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme is playing because like really he's like reaching into a beaver's ass, which is very Curb Your Enthusiasm sad music playing, but also he's like really trying to be sexy about it. It's a dan 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 na 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 dan na na. You know what I mean?
That's so weird.
So weird. So anyway,
beavers,
what else?
right?
What else did we have to? We have to talk about the fucking finale of Mandalorian. We still haven't talked about that.
Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry that we're all late to the party, but you guys weren't fucking paying attention to
Yeah.
recaps anyways.
You guys don't care about us because you hate the Jews.
Well, so
I thought the biggest piece of like news was going to be the Trump phone call,
yeah.
and then
Oh,
we
yeah.
we forgot about that shit.
And
And
then
we're on to this.
Trump trumped his own fucking thing, which is so ironic. But
Not that ironic because it's happened about 300 times
That
in the
he
last
trumps
4
himself?
years. Yeah.
that's true.
So sad.
But
that
so-
that's the world we live in.
So yesterday they were saying, "Oh, we can put him in prison for this."
Yeah.
We literally have laws laid out to fight this exact thing.
Yeah.
So they were already gonna be like, "Dude, you're going to prison." And we have it on phone record, which
Yeah, I mean, like I've heard the call. You hear him say, it. it's not.
yeah. The funny thing,
That's so funny. Well, I'd like to see.
And that tweet is from October 2016.
oh my God,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, nevertheless,
Well, get him next time.
that's so funny. It's painfully funny.
Even customer service reps have the wherewithal to go, "Hi, this is Jessica. You're on a recorded line."
Yeah, yeah. To say like they had to build in. We have to record this for quality assurance purposes.
Yeah. But he didn't.
No,
Who is that?
That's me on the screen there because this bitch watched 16 episodes of Star Wars The Mandalorian
Oh, yeah.
in a couple days.
Nice. And thoughts?
It's it's a TV show
Ah.
on Disney Plus, which is a subscription service that I paid for.
slow down with the hot takes.
It's, you know what? This is my favorite show when I was 10.
Okay.
So I feel happy for, a lot of kids are going to have some.
I'm still 10, so that's why I love it.
Oh,
Also 10.
no, I understand
Yeah.
that audience as well is clearly being appealed to.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're
I'm just
more
saying, like-
acknowledging our own childishness,
And
where you are acknowledging the nostalgia,
right.
and so you grasping the
Yeah, and I totally get it. Like that's
So we're all doing the same thing, just in different
Yeah,
ways.
it's cool to watch. There, Baby Yoda kind of bailed a little bit.
Yeah.
Grogu.
Like he wasn't around enough.
He's gone now. He left.
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
I don't
for
know
my-
that he will be though.
for my emotions.
I think he will be.
I don't.
I think we're going on to another arc, the planet of Mandalore. I think it's the next arc. I think this was a 2-season arc to get us to the next arc, which I wanted to bring up because now it's bittersweet because in my head I'm like, I love Grogu,
Yes.
great. But at the same time, I don't want them to jump the shark with Grogu, if you know what I mean. Like run him into the ground.
Yeah.
Like this is 2 seasons was enough.
Yeah.
We
I
can
get
just
that.
move on.
Yeah.
Do something else.
We're just gonna graze over, jump the shark. I'm gonna start saying that from now on.
My thoughts on it were that I don't think he'll be a pivotal piece of the story arc anymore. I
Right.
think he will be.
and this is fine, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think they did a great job.
This is well known.
Jumping the ship is what I grew up hearing.
Yeah, but that's not the same phrase.
Oh, they're different things.
Yes. She's saying let's not include Baby Yoda just for the sake of including Baby Yoda because everyone loves him. If he's not necessary to the arc of the story,
Right.
let's let it go. That's what jump the shark means.
Because they're like, oh, everyone loves Fonzie in Happy Days. So they're just like, let's just have Fonzie literally jump a shark with jet skis. Or
Right.
not jet skis, but water skis. And it was this ridiculous episode where he does that.
I do remember that.
So there was like that was kind of the take I had about how Star Wars started calling him Baby Yoda, like in their merch and stuff like that. It frustrated me because I'm like, that's not his fucking name. Like, that's not his name. He's not Baby Yoda because Yoda is dead. Like, it
Right.
drove me nuts, but they like embraced it so much because he was so well loved.
Yeah.
And I thought Disney was going to fuck it up, but they were like, he's got to go bye-bye. We have the plan already. And that's where I'm like, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni just nailed it. They just nailed it.
Did I send you guys the video of the Mandalorian theme with lyrics?
No.
Ooh,
Mara?
if you want to ruin
Oh, is it bad?
No. It just okay, now I do want you to see it.
Okay, well, while she's looking that up, then
Yeah. So we talked about how the CGI for Luke Skywalker's return was terrifyingly close.
Yeah.
It's Uncanny Valley. is what
that
you're
top
talking
one is it was unreal. Yes, uncanny. Very good word
Yeah.
for that.
about. That's another term. Uncanny Valley?
No, I'm familiar with the term. I just meant like good use of
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I thought
good
I thought you
placement.
were confused
No,
again. I'm
no,
like,
no,
I
no.
keep saying things that no one knows.
These are real.
Damn it!
Uncanny X-Men.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. So, but that was like Landon and I were both blown away. Yeah. Okay. By how good the
quality
CGI
of
was.
CGI.
Like that was what.
His
as soon
eyes
as-
suck though.
there was something a little off.
Well,
Yeah.
and his mouth didn't move exactly as it should have. Like, it wasn't perfect.
but man,
But also, like, you look at Mark Hamill now and you're like, well, I mean,
So, what do you think of just recasting?
what do you mean? Mark Hamill?
recasting.
No,
Luke Skywalker.
recasting Luke Skywalker.
No, I'm
To
not.
do
You know
the
who I
scene.
thought
Do you
of?
think that wouldn't have been effective?
I don't
Fucking
think so.
Winter Soldier.
Because we all knew.
I think it would have pissed a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
that
people
guy.
off.
That guy would have been so good.
Because we all knew we all knew who that was. I understand the struggle here because you want the reveal after the obvious reveal of him,
right.
like
As soon as I
doing
saw the glove, I was
Yeah.
like,
doing the can crush on the Dark Trooper.
yep.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, we talked about that right? Was I talking with you how like for a second, like he was so vicious?
Yeah, that I thought it was someone else.
Right.
And like, because the problem is like back in the day they didn't have the CGI capability to be able to like make fight scenes as amazing as they've gotten. So like Luke's fight scene, Luke's fight scenes back in episode 6 when he was like reaching the peak of his power, or not really, but kind of, you know, he was like starting to climb and become a real Jedi Knight or Jedi Master. Like even then it like there wasn't as much like real, you know,
John Woo shit.
well, like
nice.
Hayden Christensen looks like a better Jedi or like lightsaber wielder than Luke Skywalker in the original movies because they didn't have the capability to make it. You know what I mean? Like they just couldn't.
Well, a combination of couldn't and their timing.
Focus on different things.
Yeah,
like making a great movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of
there you go.
Yeah, it's like people got so jaded about like good movies that they were like, well, what if we just make him a total badass like Mark Wahlberg? But so that's like the Luke that I wish we could have seen in the original trilogy is the one that we got to see in The Mandalorian. And that to me was like this amazing, like it's this the payoff is like the parabolic almost. Like it was just like where I was like, holy shit, that's Luke. Oh my God, that's Luke. Oh, he's kicking so much ass. You know, like it just got it was so cool because I'm like, we never got to see him kick so much ass.
Yeah.
Like how many fights with his lightsaber did Luke get in outside of ones with like major, like enormous enemy characters?
Right.
Zero times.
Wow.
There was no like slicing open droids and like fighting. You know what I mean? None of that existed. There were no like war scenes.
Doing, you know how like in games you can pick move stealthy.
Oh yeah, he was always in stealth.
He was always in stealth mode.
Yeah, perma stealth. That guy. Yeah, but then like you know in the follow up in the prequels trilogy, like almost all of it was while they were at war, so they were constantly used as like chess pieces more than they were like trying to stealthily make their way around a galaxy and learn how to become a Jedi Master so they can take down their father and the Emperor. You know, it's like this. There's I don't know. It just we never got to see the side of Luke that showcased his Jedi powers, and then we got to, and I was like so horny about it. It's just rock hard, just ice pick penis.
Yeah. I was. It's funny because I was the same way, like that roller coaster thing that you were describing. Like I was the same. I was like, oh no, it's happening. It just blew me away.
It frustrates me that they're already planning on. Well, it's already in the works, but that they're doing a Boba Fett series.
You don't like that?
It's like, do we need it? He's already perfect. Like, you don't need to like. This goes with the jumping the shark thing. Like
that shit made me laugh.
Like they're bringing him back. Like let's just let him be back in one show. We don't need a spin-off show. Like it drives me nuts because he was never a huge character in the original movies, and part of the reason he had such like
a following.
Yeah, it's like Lando was the same way. Lando was in 2 of the movies, and he was in the first movie he was in for like 15 minutes maybe. He was in like 4 scenes in Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like they show up to Bespin and Lando's like, hey, that's my ship, Han. And then, you know, Han Solo's
we're friends.
like,
and sorry, I sold you out.
Yeah, Han Solo's like.
And then he slugged a Colt 45.
Right. Yeah, like that. You know, he was in like 3 scenes. And then he was in like 4 scenes in the fucking Empire, in Return of the Jedi, because he like came back with the Millennium Falcon. Like there was like how... He wasn't in it that much, and that's where like his lore was so beautiful because you were like this amazing character that only shows up like a couple times, and he's like a shithead, and then he's great, you know. And everyone's like speculating, like, "Oh, what is he like?" Blah blah blah. And then now they're like, "You guys want to see what Boba Fett's been doing for 37 years?" And everyone's like, "No, I don't care."
When
that scene sucked though.
Yeah, he's like killing banthas. Like, what did he do for 30 years? He killed banthas. He got attacked by Jawas. Oh,
Well, I'm more the when that bar scene where they go to recruit the other Mandalorians,
yeah,
and that lady is like, "You're a fucking clone,"
yeah.
right? She points
Yeah.
that out. So when I heard that there was going to be a Boba Fett series, like the struggle that someone has with, like, why can't I have my own identity?
Yeah.
What does it matter if I'm a fucking clone? I'm still me. Like, that thing is, to me, like, super compelling. So I hope that, like, when they do this, that's a main. Put a little doo-doo gif up here.
When they poop this.
When they poop this,
Hopefully they don't poop this.
Yeah, that would be
But then
huge.
again, I mean, whatever.
if they don't focus
Chances
on,
are high.
I think if they don't focus on that aspect of it, then
I'd rather have a throwback series that was about Boba Fett in like the original trilogy when he was a bounty hunter. Like that to me is like pinnacle Boba. I don't want to see Boba post like the fucking getting out of the pit and like being a broken aging man. I don't want that.
He can't wear all the armor because he's a little thick.
Yeah, and like he gets it taken away from him by the Jawas. You know, like I don't want that.
So have they said what the timeline's going to
No,
be?
I want full badassery version of Boba Fett if we're gonna really do this. Plus, he's got like, dude, Slave One is just the coolest
Dude,
ship ever.
how scary is his face though? Like when he's fucking smashing those stormtroopers.
Yeah, it's a badass.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like him now is bad. That guy is
You know
an
what's
actor.
fucking wild? He didn't even play Boba Fett the last time he was in a Star Wars thing. He played Jango Fett.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
he's a
saw
clone.
that.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that trippy to think about?
Yeah.
Like he played his dad.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's
So-
like Ice Cube's kid playing him and
oh yeah,
fucking.
that's exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from. Like they did a good enough job putting him in the Mandalorian. Like
Yeah, why
now
do
you're
we
just
need?
like, do we need this show now?
Yeah, and like, what are you gonna do with? Are you gonna use a different person to like do? Because if you're not, then we're definitely getting an old Boba show, which is like,
But
Well, that's what
that's what
did
I
you
was saying.
Did you see the scene after the credits?
oh no,
There was a post-credit scene.
I was out of all the nerds here, I'm the one that saw this. Because what happened was the
I
episode
was
ended.
too busy prancing around the house, excited.
That's
about
what it
things.
was, because I was focused on the screen and I went to go close it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why is there? I'm used to there being credit time. And
Yeah,
I was like, this is like double the credit time. So
Okay.
I went scrubbing through to find what's going on. I thought there might be a behind the scenes or something. No, there's a scene there.
No fucking
Well,
way.
guess what? Papa's watching when he gets home. / right now. Why don't we just watch it?
Wow. I had no idea.
Let's watch this.
Oh
first,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
The 80s one I gave you guys was a banger.
Mandalorian. It's Star Wars. The Western.
It's a good review.
Here's a man in a Beskar suit who's a walking armory, bounty hunting to just make do in the gig economy. His name is on the show, but we know who the star is. Puppet who's adorable and green turned out to be a tiny cash machine. Through the dustiest worlds he rides, kicking ass and slinging guns like a mystery cowboy type. Hate to say, it's all been done. He's just Clint Eastwood with a much sweatier head. These references like No Name Trilogy go on and on like CVS receipts. John Wayne as well, but that's a deeper one. His grandson does a lot of Mando stunts. Fun! Plus they did Seven Samurai when they saved the village folk and confirmed that his storyline is all based on Yojimbo. They just ripped off Japan like the Westerns have done too. And they did Apollo 13 shot for shot That's a reference to humans who failed in space in a show about space, but it's cool. The directors are family. Where is the line between homage and stealing? Even old Firefly had a reference ceiling. One thing I know, thank God for Baby Yoda. Call him Grogu, I won't. But I just want to cuddle him, though he partook in a light genocide. It's okay. But it's kinda not. But this whole plagiaristic trope's been in Star Wars since day one. Hidden Fortress inspired New Hope. Lucas added laser guns. I guess this is the way. It's parsec for the course.
He's like not even playing. It's so funny.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's painful. That's
right?
Yeah.
when I saw that at first, I was like, yeah. I was like, oh no,
Well, I mean,
oh no.
I'll take. I will say, like it is. If you,
Are
if
those
you,
a bunch of Crocs?
they're knockout. Oh, they are Crocs. Yeah. If there weren't a bunch of other stuff, or if there wasn't a bunch of other stuff going on in the show, like I would say, like, oh, that's painful to watch because it is a rip. But like, there's more than just the things they referenced that are. I mean, obviously, it's a Western Star Wars version, and it's based on Clint Eastwood for sure. I get it, but also, it's a badass show. Can't help but love it.
Ow!
Oh God. Get
Is
him
that the
off
ghost
my
from
screen.
Mario?
What?
I thought that was
Oh,
the,
here we
the
go.
ghost from Mario
Post-credit
Kart.
scene. Right there. It's a minute long. Ooh.
Oh, so it is okay.
So now it's about him.
Remember when I said Boba the Hutt?
Yeah.
That's why.
Okay, that makes sense. Didn't make sense at the time. And I was like, what is she saying?
Wow.
Is this dumb bitch trying to fit in with the real Star Wars fans?
No, that's not the.
No, I'm just kidding. I know, I
also,
know.
I do have to say, fuck you, Marvel. You petty motherfuckers.
Oh. What happened?
Because they took out that
yeah.
one episode. They
The
fucking
video?
jacked the whole thing because of all. They left all the Star Wars stuff in, but not. They took all the Marvel shit out.
Which. Do you not have enough?
No kidding.
Like,
The
seriously.
fuck? That was a bunch of free fucking advertisement.
It was all gushing pretty
Yeah.
much, right?
God, now we're never going to get that $0 that we made off that
I
episode.
know.
Fuck.
So I had notes here. Immediately, right out of the gate, we had Brian Posehn.
Oh,
That guy
yeah.
just like
yeah.
cunning
Yeah.
his pants when he got this role.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
my
he
God.
talks about it on a podcast he was on.
He's
He
got.
was
I
so
got to hear
jacked.
that. Yeah, because like I imagine.
But he was like, I was so excited.
Yeah.
They paid me in
This is
tab
almost
soda.
as good as the time I went to the Danzig concert featuring fucking Slayer.
I imagine them offering that kind of role to Patton Oswalt, and he just doesn't stop having orgasms for the rest of his life. He just keeps thinking about it.
I was hoping that the blue guy was going to be Patton, but it wasn't.
Do you think Brian Posehn and Patton Oswalt are not friends now because Posehn got it and Oswalt didn't?
That's a possibility. Yeah,
I think it's entirely possible.
there's a lot of universe for Patton to fit in. I think.
That's true.
Werner Herzog, legend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That voice.
He's got the best voice in the whole show.
Yep. Very happy to hear that. I was not happy to see there's a lot of animal abuse in
right.
the show. Specifically, my favorite species is spit roasted Salacious Crumb. The little laughing creature that hangs out with Jabba.
Yeah.
There's a scene where it's just rotating over a fire, and then watching is another one in a cage.
Oh my god.
Didn't see that. That's hard to. Was that in season 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So my brain.
God
is-
damn.
They have to nerf his sniper rifle, Mando's. They're turning into dust. That's overpowered.
Yeah, but that's what he has.
Yeah.
He has a like hyper powered cycling rifle.
Yeah, it's a little. It can be hyper depowered a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Next patch.
That thing, dude. That thing in the war zone would be fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
1.3. Let's Tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm on board with that.
Maybe they can just do like a 360 when they get hit by it, you
Yeah,
know, or like
yeah.
a 720.
Or maybe it just kills them. It just doesn't
I'm saying, like, you know how like
why vaporize?
the putties and the Power Rangers when they get like they would slap, but then they do like 700 flip.
Yeah.
Those stunt guys in here.
Oh, that's funny.
What else I got here? My favorite part of season 1 was the 2 troopers just chatting on the speeder bike.
Yeah, so good. I mean, it was like it answered the question of why do stormtroopers have such problems shooting? You know, why can't they hit anything?
Yeah,
it was
that
so
great.
perfect.
Yeah.
I forget what they said now.
Well, they like do this whole like if you can hit this rock or whatever, then you can.
Oh, that's
and
right.
they both like, God, these helmets make it so hard to hit anything. It's so funny. You're like, oh, that explains. It's like they answered the lifelong question of why can't a stormtrooper hit anything
That's right.
by being like, oh, because their armor sucks. Have you ever looked at it?
Yeah, that stuff was great. And then they even like Bill Burr's character was like, I was a sharpshooter, not a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And then he does the sharpshooting
Right,
in the one episode. I
right.
thought that was really fun. Let me see here. I thought it was funny that Moff Gideon had to do like an infomercial for that cannon, so we knew what the fuck it could do. He's
Yeah.
like-
Oh, that's really funny.
That is funny.
It's like you may remember this device from such events as the 1,000 Years. And you're like, oh yes, I do remember the 1,000 Years. That was heavily featured in that.
That's
God, that's
really
funny.
man.
And he kind of did that with the Dark Troopers as well.
Yeah.
They had to go over like how badass they were. So when
Yeah.
they got crushed like a Pabst Blue Ribbon can by
yes.
Luke, that we knew
Oh my
that was
God!
really
You
badass.
need to start a YouTube channel and review stuff like this. This
That's
is
so
genius.
good.
I also liked when the Dark Troopers hit the screen, like the Skrillex dropped.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And then there's a lot of like saved at the last second. That's like a huge trope in that.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
only trope. Yeah, it is constant.
show, yeah.
Every episode, the arc goes. The climax is so close to the very end of
Yeah.
the arc.
They're just constantly.
Yeah,
edging.
they were like, can we pull off the climax in the last 30 seconds of the episode? And then they do, and then we're like, oh, it was so good, dude. It was like right up to the end. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's like a lot of like, goddamn ship is broken again.
Well, it's like with the
Let's
whole
go get it fixed.
yeah, with the whole like in like episode 2 of season 2, when the spider fucking things like that literally ran up to the very end of the episode, and then the
the Target employees.
the rebels showed up, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna help you, but also fuck you, dude. And then the episode ends.
Yeah, they're just kind of like dickhead cops.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Get out of here.
The last time we talked about this, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm gonna let you off with a warning, but
Also,
you speeding
you
around
and
here again.
anybody else who might be in that ship are maybe gonna die. My goodness.
Yeah, and they just dip.
That pissed me off. But I liked
and I wanted to take a picture of this. Actually, go ahead.
when that was that part where they're like asking him to turn on the whatever the fuck on his ship.
when they changed. Oh.
And when he goes, "Hey, Steve, can you change over to channel 2?"
yeah. I do love that part.
So fucking funny.
I wanted to take a picture because I watched with the subtitles on. Because I remember you guys were talking about like, you're like the frog lady, and then you're like, is it really cemented that that's a frog? And you're like, yeah, it's a frog. It says frog every fucking time on the screen. It's like frog lady, frog lady. This is a frog speaking frog at you right now.
That's so funny. Oh, that's awesome. And then, well, you said like she hops. And I'm like, does she? And then I went back and watched, and I was like, oh, she hops.
Because that's what I was waiting for was the hopping scene. I'm like, all right, because I see her. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the frog here. And then immediately it's like frog, this right here, like a big circle, frog.
Oh, that's so
How
funny.
weird is that scene when she finds the hot spring?
Very weird.
She's
'Cause
like,
you're like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
When did she become a nudist? Like, what is going on? And
she
then
got dressed mad quick.
yeah,
too.
and then they walk up, and she's like, I'm just in here with my kids, and you're like, I don't get any of this.
She jumped to so she may as well been on a jump to conclusions map because she just she was like, I'm gonna go into this cave and something great's gonna happen.
There's different conclusions that you can jump to.
But wasn't that's kind of like the arc of that character is she needed to get to a planet that had a certain climate.
Yeah, so that she could, so that her eggs could
Oh.
hatch. That was
Yeah.
her doing like basically incubation of her eggs.
Yeah.
No, I know, but how the fuck did she know it was there?
She's a amphibian.
Sensitivity
She's
to
an amphibian,
temperature.
dude.
I don't know.
She's cold blooded, bro. She can feel the heat.
Interesting. Are frogs cold blooded?
Grogu didn't.
Our frog is an awesome frog. He reigns from pond scum.
Grogu ate like 3 tops.
What?
He ate like a dozen.
Yeah, he ate a
But it was
shit
so
ton.
like when they were like scooping them back into the bucket, like there was so many left.
Dude, how
Right.
funny was it though when he was eating them and he like he like just like the I don't know how you like
It reminded me of when a dog has something in its mouth and you go, "What is that?" And then they go to like,
yeah. I'm talking about like when you see like a 4-year-old eat Jello and you're like, "That's too much Jello," and then you're like, "Oh, but it's Jello. It's gonna go
It doesn't
down."
matter. Yeah.
And the kid's like,
just and it, whoop.
and you're like, "Oh, it's already gone." Oh, okay, I was gonna freak out there for a second, but all seems to be well.
God, that was so
It
funny.
reminds me of those like Easter egg those Jello Easter eggs. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. It's like those, and like when a kid just like would suck one down, you're like, Jesus fucking cry. Okay.
No one complained when he ate a spider baby right out of the
Ooh.
egg.
Yeah, that was- yeah.
Ate its goop.
Yeah, that was super fucked. Like that whole, and also like his little waddle over there, like
What species are these things?
The spiders?
What the fuck is a Grogu? What's a Yoda?
no one actually knows.
You see, you find one. Like if you just leave lying around like an old potato sack, they just sort of fill into it.
Oh my God, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah, they look like the potato. Like after you leave a potato out too long and it starts to grow. Yeah, that's so. So Yaddle and Yoda supposedly were married and had a kid.
Okay,
And supposedly
That's
Grogu is their.
but where did
Offspring.
Yaddle and Yoda?
Nobody
they sound
knows.
like little Jewish couple.
Dude, when they fuck,
They
it's
don't-
probably
they are, dude.
insane.
He's the Mel Brooks of the Star
because
Wars.
they're so chill until action
Uh-huh.
happens.
and then
So
they're
it's
just
gotta-
like hamsters.
Yeah, that's
But
so
then as
funny
soon as
to
they're
think about.
done, he reaches for his cane again
And he's like too slow. So good. Oh my God. Can we get this on?
going to light a cigarette after sex. And he keeps.
Yeah, I mean, so nobody knows where Yoda and Yaddle are from. They don't know what their species is.
That's why everyone in the show is like, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah. Thoughts on Rosario Dawson and her role as
She's gonna have a show.
Ahsoka? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be cool.
Yeah.
That scene
She was a total badass.
was great. Yeah.
Did you watch the behind the scenes
I did
where
not.
Bo-Katan, the director, talks to Bo-Katan because he did Clone Wars, and he was like, one day you're gonna be the live action version because they had basically molded it around her anyways.
right.
She was like, nah, I don't know. And then she was like, and here we fucking are.
That's so cool.
And they were like, hey, Disney, did you not with the. Anyways, here's fucking Chantix.
Use fucking.
So
What's up? It's Ray Liotta for fucking Chantix.
there is they dipped into something I'm hoping they explore more because it was really interesting to me.
Oh, I'm super excited about this.
It was when he what's his name? Jin or something? Jarjan. What's the main character's name? Jin. Jin Jarden or something. Either way, we know who we're talking about. It just
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
confusing because when Mandalorian meets the other Mandalorians and they all
Right.
Mandalore into the Mandalorians.
I just call him Mando.
Okay. Oh, okay. So when
Yeah.
Mando meets the Mandalorians, like that squad,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, they have that scene where it's shocking that they all like
Yeah.
take
and
their
they,
helmets
they,
off.
And they like call him a zealot.
And they very briefly mention that, yeah, he's like
It's like a religious thing. So basically what he is like he's like a born again evangelical. So he was
Have you guys heard of Jack Mormons?
no, but are they like jackrabbits? Or are they just Mormons with horns?
So
Nothing?
Sorry. One more time.
Fuck. No, I'm not doing it again. You piece.
So
Shit.
when
Holy fuck, is it 8:52?
you said we had a lot to talk about, and you were right.
How long
Yeah.
have we been going?
well, also we had to do
I know.
things.
How
and-
long have we been recording?
hour 45.
Good
Yeah.
God.
We haven't even done the broad
No.
segments. Should we just curb it?
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Peace Be the Journey's Bobsled Shoes and Accessories. Oh, that's really funny.
Peace be the
Bobsled Shoes and Accessories.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by pinching your wiener while scrolling through Facebook for something to loll at.
I got a piece so bad, but I haven't laughed in like an hour. That's awesome. Oh, that's a real life experience.
Yeah.
You literally did that and you were like, oh, brought to you by. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by the Groku Box. Baby Yoda themed Roku player. This little womp rat is making us a bantha load of credits.
Oh my God.
Really good. Really good. Really good.
I mean,
Really good.
I thought that.
Also, the fact that you use bantha
Yeah.
and bantha is like used as like an expletive against people. It's fucking
I watched a lot of Star Wars
Dude.
in a very short
I
period
thought
of time.
I thought that the 2 girls 1 cupping was like the I think that one's I think
That's
that one
really good,
the
Mark.
fucking
well done.
creme de la creme. This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Hellbraisers. We'll sear your soul, then boil it in a nice red wine sauce.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Gideon's Moth Muffs. For when it's colder than a tauntaun's horn on Hoth.
We're missing one.
Are we?
Yeah.
Is it right behind the keyboard there?
Yeah, I thought there was 6.
Is that it?
There it is. Yeah.
It's all you.
Yeah.
Did I miss multiple? I thought there was just some in there already. Oh, there's 2.
Oh.
I thought
I'll pass one of them to Chris.
Okay. Cinco.
Oh, no. You read that one.
Okay, this episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Vanilla Wiffle Wafers, now with Wiffle Ball Mallows.
Just picture like having to eat that and be like, why did they make them round? They're spherical. Spherical!
I was thinking like with the wiffle ball mallows, you sandwich them in between the wiffle wafers.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just saying, like, how funny would it be if it was like actually shaped like a wiffle ball?
Or
It was a marshmallow.
like it comes, you know how like Dunkaroos come with the sticks to dunk in the frosting?
Yeah.
You have it's a wiffle ball bat Dunkaroo.
I think they've actually eliminated those sticks.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because mafia guys kept using them to beat the shit out of people?
Climate
Hey,
change.
keep talking like that. I'm going to use a pack of Dunkaroos breaking kneecaps.
Dude, my uncle has he hired an ex-mafioso for a little while. And every now and then he would just say weird shit to my uncle. Wally, have you ever had the pleasure of beating a man within an inch of his life with the wiffle ball bat?
And your uncle
As
said,
though my uncle would go, yeah, it's the fucking best.
that's the only word I would use to describe it, by the way. Pleasure. Thanks for helping me relive that memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
This episode of Dude Absolutely is brought to you by Tardigrades eating midichlorians. Huh? This tardigrades are super tiny, but they see a midichlorian and they're like,
I'm hungry.
It was riding around. Oh, it was funny they changed it to M count.
Yeah.
M count.
oh,
We're
that's
not
right.
doing the whole. There's
His
too many
M count's off the
goddamn
charts.
What is this, Dragon Ball Z?
syllables. Yeah,
What do you-
get out of here.
Just say laugh out loud. So,
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's Clefairy!
I know
the whole
I'm
time.
like getting married and I talk about how much I love Caitlin all the time, but like I had a moment the other day when I realized like how much I love her and why, and like how I showcase it without saying anything. Like how I have changed as a human being because of her and my love for her, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where so like I used to, you know, if I wanted to bed somebody, I would try to be on my very best behavior, you know, and try to be like masculine and very like forthcoming with obvious sex signals that were not too abrasive, you know. I'd be like you know, or I would like puff my chest when I walked and sucked in my gut, you know, or I'd like actually put my shoulders back like my mom always told me to do when we took pictures, because otherwise I started to look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But that's a different story. I had this moment the other day where I realized like I have completely thrown that out the window, and it's because I'm with the person that I know I'm supposed to be with. I was in the living room and I was practicing my golf swing with one of those foam rollers, you know? So I was like holding a giant foam roller in my hands and I was practicing my golf swing. And I finished my swing and I wanted to be funny by farting. So I was like, and I wanted to just fart right there. And I do the swing. And then I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And she's like, why? And I was like, I shit my pants again. And the funny thing was, is like I knew before the fart that like I was like, this is gonna be a dangerous fart, but like I gotta do this, you know, like I gotta be silly fart guy. And then I shit my pants again.
Why does this keep happening?
I don't know, but it was bad because it was like a COVID poop fart, so it was like just wet and yeah.
So.
It was gross.
I was thinking about this. So I developed an aversion to pork. So if I eat too much pork, I get like really fucking sick. So I hardly eat it now.
Okay.
With the flaming hot Cheetos, I ate way too fucking many and got super fucking sick. So I do a thing. My body says, hey, you should not do that thing anymore. And I go, got it, body. We're going to avoid that shit. You go, hey, but it'd be hilarious, right?
Yeah. I do. There's no way it could happen again.
Well, nonetheless.
And then to further that like that path of thought, you know?
Yeah.
Trajectory, I guess.
Ooh.
Behavior.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, we're just sitting on the couch, and Caitlin goes, "I cannot believe you shit your pants." You know, it was like laughing so hard about it, and I was like, "How is she over this?" I soiled those pants. Those went straight to the wash machine.
Are you a goose? Why?
It was the weirdest thing, but it wasn't the weirdest thing, you know. And it was like
I always just imagine you with no pants on at the washing machine, just like drumming, like waiting.
Shaking my hiney a little bit, you know.
The shirt's kind of covering it.
Yeah, and the camera angle is just my feet, and I'm like doing the toe lifts. Oh man, that's funny. I mean,
do you have another pair of? Do you like usually put on a pair of shorts while you're washing those other pants, or like what's the move?
It's like a loaner car.
Here's the thing. So I have to go to the toilet because I never full blown shit a log into my pants.
Like people have Daisy Dukes, you have Whoopsa Daisies.
Yeah. Gotta throw on my whoopsie daisies. They're adult diapers. It depends. So I do this thing where it's like I said, it's not like a full shit. You know, it's like just a really aggressive shart. Like where and the funny thing is, it's like it's not like how you imagine a shart would be. You know, like it's like it's like it's, you know, like when you pop a pimple and like minutes later, like you walk past the mirror again, and you're like, what's that clear shit leaking out of my pimple hole? You know? That's what happens is like I farted and like it had this like, you know, feeling to it. But like that wasn't the part where I shit. It was like a second later where it was just like, and then it just like you're like, it was like like a skunk.
Yeah.
Like where it, yeah.
That's why I
so then
imagine
I
a
immediately
goose.
so I immediately run to the bathroom, and like by the time I get to the bathroom, my pants are off, and I am like using up. I'm doing the like unrolling the toilet paper onto my arm thing, or I'm just like, woo, let's go, and then I'm like cleaning it at all angles and like doing the lift and everything and trying to get it all up, and then I just like turn the shower on and hop in there and try to get it all off.
Mm-hmm.
Then I like carefully. It's so funny the way I treat it after I shit, because like I don't care about it before apparently because I do it all the time. But then afterwards I'm like, oh god. Ugh. So I like do that thing and walk it over to the and so I just sit in a towel in shame for fear of additional leakage. It just goes into a towel as opposed to clothing. It was a long-winded way of just saying like, no, I don't put pants on, you idiot. I put a towel on because I don't deserve pants.
I like the idea of like Caitlin being at Target and getting like looking for like Resolve or whatever other pet spray, and some lady being like, "Oh, new puppy? Nope. Old puppy? Kind of.
Yeah, he really likes it when he scratched behind his ears. He also shits himself all the time. Yeah, it's not good. So
not even Kim knows this, but so Kim had a dream that she was breastfeeding some random kids.
That's kind of hot, though.
Yeah. So
for the kids.
She's breastfeeding some random baby, and she woke up and goes, "I think the milk's expired."
That's what she said out loud when she woke up?
Yeah.
And that's all she said? Oh, that's so funny.
Right?
I think the milk's expired. So then you're like, yeah, we'll deal with it tomorrow.
Super funny. And so I'm trying to think of like what parallels, you know what I mean? Like where, because she literally went to the fridge and then the milk in the fridge was expired.
So like it was like she dreamt that she was breastfeeding kids because the milk was expired.
Subconsciously somehow?
That's fucking wild.
But how do you get there? How do you go from breastfeeding strangers, going full Selma Hayek, to...
Dude, I would breastfeed Selma Hayek.
Dude, me too.
I love when you do that.
Yeah, but like, that's so funny to me.
That is very funny.
I also thought of, I got to remember this brought to you by for next week. So, Chris, remember to look in your notes for the brought to you by next week.
I guess I've sort of had that before.
But like something that's so like they're barely like adjacent. Adjacent? Is that the right word? They're barely connected.
Yeah, like I feel
like. Yeah. Like where do you get where's the expired part coming? She's just doing service.
Yeah, well, like in her dream, maybe she was like, maybe in her dream the milk was expired, so she needed to give milk to the kids.
Like
so
the baby slapped the bag. I think
it's curdled. Why do you have that voice? Would you rather I sound like Alec Baldwin? No, you could say like this.
But yeah, I just thought that was a funny and so random.
That is very funny.
Because I didn't know about the dream beforehand, so she just pops up.
So to you, you're like, what the fuck?
And then she goes memento on me. She's like going in reverse.
Right.
And she's like,
rewind my nuts.
Well, I had a dream that I was breastfeeding these kids. I was like, what? How?
You were like, what kids?
Yeah.
She was like, the kids who get the Super Bowl t-shirts in Africa. And you were like, well, at least you were doing a good thing.
Isn't that funny? I was thinking the same thing. That guy who's like, this here is, reads a tag on the back of the kid, Makembo.
Yeah.
And for just one dime a week, you can help feed his entire village.
I don't know who did this joke. I don't know if anyone has done this exact joke, but like somewhere in Africa, like the NFL, the history of the NFL went way differently.
Oh,
like
wow.
Tom Brady is a horseshit quarterback somewhere, somewhere, you know?
Wow. That's really interesting.
Yeah, like here, Tom Brady won all those Super Bowls. In Africa, Tom Brady lost a bunch of Super Bowls.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the only news that they get of the free
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
But what are their football teams doing?
Yeah. Somewhere, in Senegal or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, some sub-Saharan African country. Because that would be where they would send them to, right? They wouldn't send them to like
Ethiopia,
Chad or something.
Well, I'm so glad to see you again. I'm glad we get to fucking yeah. Right back into the old swing of things.
Yeah, man. I mean, we went balls deep today.
Yeah.
We
had to make up for 2 episodes.
Deeper than Mara's pool. Yeah. All right. Same time next week.
So I don't have a premise, but I do want to interrupt
Yeah.
the outro.
Yeah. This is still my favorite bit. So
Anyway, I just have a fun game that everyone can play this.
okay.
And I've been doing it for a long time. It's where you have like a piece of media, like a movie or musical artist, and you review them by just changing the title of it a little bit.
Okay.
So
Elaborate.
I will.
That'd be hilarious if she just did that and we're done.
I won't further explain the game. So you can relate to this, both of you. Like My Chemical Blowmance.
Oh yeah, classic. Yeah.
Nice.
Because they suck.
Yeah.
You agree?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. And then Star Wars The DeLorean.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love that.
So yeah, have fun with that. It's just a
Oh,
fun
hell
game
yeah.
that I like.
I like
We
it.
used to do turn regular movies into gay porn movies.
Mm.
So like Saving Private Ryan was Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Right.
Classic
the
game.
classic, right. Yeah.
The
there's-
best porn title I've ever come up with, I have this in my notes, is The Trouble with Tribbing. Yeah, so you have to know some niche shit to understand this. So that's why it's not very good for the general public. So the original Star Trek, there was an episode called The Trouble with Tribbles. Oh, they're right there. They're these little like furry balls that just kind of take over the ship.
Yeah, that's right.
They open some panel and they all just like fall out,
Hilarious episode.
which is great, yeah. And then tribbing is when you mash the jeans together.
Oh.
scissoring.
Yeah.
Tribbing?
Well, you can do it in other ways.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Yeah. And then they would have little tribble muffs.
when they take their pants off, just a bunch of them fall out.
Yeah.
Sorry, those are my various muffs.
And they're wearing this garb, the Star Trek
that's
garb from
really
the
funny.
60s.
That's really good.
That's really funny.
Oh man, Star Trek fans would go nuts. They would love that.
No nuts and no, these are no nuts.
Sorry, no nuts allowed.
It's fine, just not now.
All right. Well, same time next week.
Dude, absolutely.